Nintendo announced some new hardware. Starfield is out, and lots of other things to talk about this week in game news. So let's just jump in to this week's show. Welcome to the Game News Show. Let's get started. Game Pass has some games dropping pretty soon. Lies of P comes out, I think, in a couple of weeks. Solar Ash, I have no idea what that game is, but it looks cool. And then Starfield launches for the rest of us peons at the end of the week. Was it the 6th, 7th? I don't remember the exact day, but it's very soon. So get hyped for Starfield. It's doing really well. We have some other stuff on Starfield to talk about later. It's pretty minor. The game's doing awesome. Scores are really good. Early impressions are good. I think there's over 1 million people already playing it on Steam and on Xbox, thanks to the early launch and deluxe edition. Bethesda, it seems like they released a winner here. But yeah, I just wanted to point out Lies of P looks really good, and I want to check it out. It's a very interesting concept to me, so definitely want to jump in on that and try it out soon. Maybe before or after Starfield. I haven't decided yet, but eventually. And Solar Ash, just from the cover, looks neat, so I don't want to throw it under the bus and be like, it's trash, because I don't know anything about it, but the cover looks cool. So may check that one out too. Next up, I scrolled down. Okay, we're going to go right into this. Starfield Speed Runner. Speaking of Starfield, finished the game in less than 3 hours to set a new record, which I thought was really funny because a lot of the feedback I've heard is that the game picks up after you finish the main story. So if you speed run the main story, then play the rest of the game and maybe enjoy yourself. I don't really know. I haven't played it yet, but I just thought it was funny given the context of the game's story and how, that all apparently is structured. Beating it in 3 hours to get to the rest of the game sounds like a good strategy. All right, let's move to the next story. Speaking of Xbox stuff, an update has released or is coming, I'm not sure yet, to include game streaming to Discord and VRR improvements, along with one feature I thought was really cool regarding how to sync your controllers. But this is from The Verge's Tom Warren. Wrote that Microsoft's rolling out a new Xbox dashboard for September. It includes the ability to stream your gameplay to Discord, which is really cool because the Discord integration with Xbox is now like really good. And so I could see like, I've been in work related or work adjacent chats where, somebody was off and they were just streaming their game to a Discord chat while the rest of us who are all remote people were just hanging out and chatting. And so I could see this being an extension of that. Like, hey, check out this Xbox gameplay while we hang out in Discord. Because that's the thing people do. I don't know. I try. I'm bad at Discord. There's also the appeal of, hey, I'm stuck. Can anyone help me through this? Watch me play this. And then you don't need like a capture card or anything. You don't have to play on PC. Just play through Xbox. I think it's pretty sweet. I'd imagine the same functionality will roll out to PlayStation at some point. But this is really cool, and it's good to see that the Discord Microsoft relationship is really tight and getting better. Like, you're getting more features for Discord because you own an Xbox. I think it's pretty cool. Now, if they just roll out YouTube streaming, that would be nice. Anyway, there's also a feature to pair your controllers directly from the dashboard or pop-up guide menu thing. I really like this idea because you only have to press the sync button in one place instead of two, and it would just make things easier if you're moving between systems like we do sometimes. Well, I know I do. I have my Xbox here in the room, and then we've got Tricky, and then we've got an Xbox in the living room, and I move a controller between those two. So if I don't have to like get up and sync the controller, or just can start syncing it and just press the button. I don't know. I just really think this feature is an underrated thing. This is on the same level of being able to turn the beep down on your PlayStation. So like, I just think this is super cool. All right, let's move to the next story. Nice updates. Oh, okay. So let's talk about this. Everybody talked about this last week, but I did not produce it. I had already put out the game news by the time this was announced. It's like the next morning. So PlayStation Plus got a price hike and everyone is upset. And I just want to point out, like, we already know the details. I don't need to go too far into it. If you don't know, the high level stuff, every tier of PlayStation Plus has gone up. The cheapest tier was $60 a year. It's now $80 a year. The most expensive tier was $120 a year and is now $160 a year. And it's just crazy to me that it went up by that much. And the like month that they announced the changes, there are no like super compelling games for that month of the PlayStation Plus releases. So let's hope this means day one first party games on PlayStation Plus, the collection or whatever. I don't know what they're calling it. Whatever it's called. Hopefully they like start to mirror Game Pass and less Xbox Live Gold here and offer up, more premium games. I don't know what the expectation is. They're just saying to deliver to deliver better experiences in games and things. Okay, that's fine, but like that's a lot more for the exact same thing you're currently getting. So that's a hard sell. I personally would not pick up PlayStation Plus for a while or buy it before the price increase, which I think is too late. So, maybe you have a little while. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. We've all looked at a lot of the details. All right. So anyway, getting back on track here. Base Guru, welcome in. Tricky says, I think remote play for PlayStation is good. Only issue is if your device you're using it on can't connect your controller. Can't handle a mouse. The game feels so janky. Here you go. Might be something we can talk about after the news show. All right. Let's move down the list. All right, another one from Polygon here. Final Fantasy 16 is actually coming to PC. Apparently, when the game was first released, or first announced, released earlier this year. First announced, there was a PC version, but then it seemed that Sony was like, no, market only for PlayStation, and only show PlayStation things. So now we've got confirmation the PC version is on the way. I'm looking for a date down here in the article. But eventually it'll be out, and then there's some DLC coming that will add some things. So that's kind of cool. I think the PC version of this game will sell pretty well. It seemed to be well received on PlayStation, so looking forward to that. All right, let's get to some Nintendo news. This one coming from Dexerto. Mario Ambassador Charles Martinet, which we talked about last week, admits he doesn't know what a Mario Ambassador does. So it kind of feels like Nintendo made this move, hired a new voice actor, and then kind of went, oh, we forgot to tell him. And so we'll know who the new voice actor is once Super Mario Bros. Wonder launches next month and the credits roll. We'll know who the voice is, apparently. But I just think this is kind of weird that they would be like, hey, you're a Mario ambassador. And it's just like, it's just a title, bro. We'll pay you some money, I guess. And it's just weird. I don't know. The whole situation's kind of weird now that he didn't know what was going on. But there might be some updates on that soon. Maybe they're still figuring that out. But it's weird. So anyway, let's get to the new hardware. The new hardware from Nintendo. So after the Mario Bros. Wonder Direct, which was really fun, they announced a Mario Red Edition Switch OLED for $350, which is fine. It looks fine. It's very red. It's red on the back. It's got a little Mario. It's got some coins. It's fine. It's not the best special edition OLED Switch, but it's really hard to beat the Zelda one and the Pokemon one and the Splatoon one. Like, this is definitely underneath all of those as far as quality goes. But it looks all right. All right, I'm not gonna complain too much. Cool. You got a new option for a special edition Switch next month on October 6th here in the States. But then today on Twitter, Nintendo announced what will probably be the holiday bundle for the non-OLED model of the Switch, which is the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bundle for probably the third or fourth year in a row. I can't really remember at this point. But we now have the holiday bundle comes with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe digitally and 3 months of Nintendo Online, which is fine. That's a decent bundle. This game has been packed in with the Switch. It's essentially the Wii Sports of the Switch at this point because it's come back up in this bundle so often. So, cool. I like it. It's a good deal if you haven't got a Switch yet. You want to get the new Mario Kart or whatever. It's not necessarily new. This makes me feel like Mario Kart 9 might not ever come out, and that's kind of sad. But then Nintendo goes and does another thing here. They do another thing. Okay, so Nintendo Switch Lite bundles for Animal Crossing New Horizons, featuring leaf designs and a digital copy of the game. Now, this is the existing blue and pink Switches with some screening and people are calling them stickers, but I think it's going to be higher quality than some stickers. But some Animal Crossing branding on it. You can get the pink one from Target and the blue one from Walmart exclusively. Now, that's not bad. But what does this mean? This very much, combined with the Mario Kart bundle, very much looks like Nintendo is starting to clear out inventory and getting ready to move inventory to make room for new hardware next year. Because this isn't even like a special color scheme. This is just some Animal Crossing branding applied to Nintendo Switch Lites, which is cool. The only thing that really bugs me is they actually included Animal Crossing here, whereas with the Animal Crossing Switch that came out when Animal Crossing first launched on the Switch, and is still available, you can still find it in some stores, does not come with the game. So if you buy the Switch Lite, I mean, that's instantly a better deal. I just find that very strange. But this feels like Nintendo is starting to clear out inventory and move on from what was the current Switch line of hardware. I mean, the Mario OLED is a special edition, and then so that's gonna help take care of the OLED components they've got lying around. Then you've got the Mario Kart Switch, which is the same bundle we've been getting, which sells really well during the holidays. That's gonna do fine. And now these two Switch Lites, which are really cool. If you don't have a Switch Lite, this one looks pretty decent. I think it's a good deal if you haven't gotten Animal Crossing yet. There's a ton of value there. Maybe you want a Switch for your kid and just give them a copy of Animal Crossing for themselves. That's also a good idea, But it does feel like we're going to see some new hardware being announced beginning of next year, and I definitely see that coming. All right, and so let's move on to our last story, which I thought was really cool. Small thing, but we haven't talked about Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I haven't played it yet. I will be playing it, but now I have more incentive to play it because a new patch just released. And what you need to know from this is the console version now has a solid 60 FPS performance in its performance mode, which is great because now it's going to be a smooth experience. The frame rate and jankiness was one of the biggest complaints of Star Wars Jedi Survivor on consoles, so now it might actually run smoothly, and I'm pretty hyped for this. Apparently there's also DLSS support for PC and some other bug fixes and crash fixes and other things that have been making people's experience terrible. But Jedi Survivor, more compelling to pick up now at this point than ever before once this patch drops, which I'm not sure the date. I guess it's just going to drop soon. Didn't see it. This is an IGN article. I'm not going to go through it too deeply. But anyway, what we got? Tricky. The only issue with the red one is I don't have enough contrast to make your red Switch not be a bright color and pop out at you. Yeah, I could see that. And then I think they'll probably start with OLED improvement consoles with special editions if they need to. May have code already to make a game OLED exclusive. Oh, if you mean like for the second Switch or the new Switch or whatever it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be similar to. I think it's gonna be similar to what Microsoft does with Xbox One games, where they have like the boost mode and they run better just out of the box with maybe some slight code changes needed by the devs. But I'm pretty sure like at least the first party titles, maybe not Pokemon, but everything else will see some kind of performance jump, maybe a patch. Maybe not though. Nintendo's gonna Nintendo. They're gonna do things their own way. But hopefully we see some improvements across the board to existing games on the Switch, if it is indeed backwards compatible, because apparently that's a point of contention for a lot of people. But yeah, we should be getting some new hardware next year. No doubt about that at this point. Like I said, these new consoles look like they're being cleared out. But that does it for the game news this week. If you liked any of that, let me know down in the comments. Are you picking up any of this new Switch hardware, or are you just waiting till next year? Let me know. Leave a like on the video, and don't forget to subscribe as we make our way to 1,000 subs. We're shooting for another 50 subs by the end of September. So we're already a week in. We got work to do. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on Twitch, we're about to figure out what game I'm playing. And if you're watching on YouTube, we'll see you on the next video. Bye.